Hi guys. Okay, so first and foremost, it was so optimistic for me to think I could film anything in the middle of Black Friday season, which is like, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm a copywriter, which means all those emails and landing pages that are in your inboxes right now, it's my fault probably, and people who do what I do. So, for the industries I write for, we have a lot going out right now, and this is the time, which is like, it's literally like 5 times the amount of work that I normally fit in my weeks, which the money is great, and this is the time I replenish my savings account, all the things. And so we're here, we have a video coming up, we're gonna work on it from here on out. Let me survive the holidays. Anyway, let me just say that the course, my course on how to become a copywriter, if you want this job, and my ebook on how to get clients, both of them half off. Happy Black Friday. It'll probably be up for like a week whenever I put this up live, at least until like the day after Cyber Monday. That's what we'll call it for now. So half off, yay. Get some clients, find a new side hustle, all the things. Also, I'm like trying so hard to teeter between, I'm really not selling this as a career right now, but I think everybody goes through burnout, like no matter what career you pick, even like actors who earn more money than God, burn out and get tired and need breaks. And if you want me to talk more about burnout, I'd be happy to. But my sign for me is when I wake up in the morning and I can't write for anything. I sit at that computer and it's just like not happening. Writing like 500 words feels like just sawing an arm off with like a little toothpick. So that's when I sit down, I take everything off my plate, which is why none of y'all have heard from me on my email list, on social media, maybe on Twitter. Just I talk there a lot, but like that's because it's easy. But like no one has heard from me in a minute because I needed to take everything off my plate because I cannot have my content client quality drop because then I never get hired again. So it has been a full steam ahead for clients. But anyway, I thought I would film like a nice little casual Q&A so we can like catch up, chat, I can answer some questions, all the things, so I can make a video. You guys get some content, some questions answered. My YouTube channel doesn't strangle me in the middle of the night from being so mad at me not posting. So let's feed the algorithm, guys. All right. Now, I asked these on some of the, I think Instagram, I think Discord, I think Facebook, I think I asked in a few places. I have them here, so we'll just go through them one at a time. Some of them are ridiculous and I love it, but that's fine. Number 1 is how to create and get samples, the different types and mediums. Now, we're going to try and put this together with my last 2 brain cells that are working, but first, if you have no sample, like nothing at all, you've never written a thing, you're going to have to put together some kind of samples. And you can use something like Google Docs where you literally just type, you have words. But ideally, you sign up for like some kind of website landing page, even if you have to use Canva to create landing pages, just so you can get that screenshot. Very important. I think I have an entire mini course on like this YouTube channel about building a portfolio, which I really, really dive into the nitty gritty of how to do that. But like the more professional you can make them looking, the better. Sometimes, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've seen plenty of people succeed with just like a Google Doc of a portfolio, not even a website, like nothing at all. And that works, because if you're talented, but like you might as well stack it in your favor. Also, one of the questions made a little comment about the picture I took, like the background of, to ask a little Q&A, and this is one of my clients. Master Plan. It is my planner. It is my actual Bible. This is my whole life of things. It's a budget planner, if that's a thing for you. Nice little planners, nice little week pages. I'm just promoting because I spill my heart and soul out for this content. But yeah, little goal setting in the front, all the good things, master plan, you should get one. Just saying, I'm a paper person. Anyway, how to have a successful career without working for the typical big four niches. I think meaning like fitness, finance, I don't know, whatever the big four are, you know, big healthcare probably, I don't know. Financial, did I say financial? Probably did. But honestly, you can make a career out of any weird little niche that you want, for the most part. I mean, there has to be a market for it. Things need to be sold in this market. But you do not have to work for them. It is such a stupid myth that you can only like make money by selling like financial newsletters, and like, not that finance doesn't pay well, but there's only so many of them. And like the big boys, like Chase is not going to give a freelancer an email to touch. You better be working at like the big money people. Like Goldman Sachs is not going to touch you, you know. But like these are on the pedestal as like the big end all be all goals. Like you should only work for them, all these things. Not necessarily those companies, but these industries. And like, as someone who helps sell like planners, and I have another client who sells like writing courses, if you're just making a decent rate, if you find, okay, pick what you like, find the companies in that niche that have money. I mean, let's be real, like, you know, unless you want to do some like charity work here and there, which I think everybody should do once in a while. Like if you have the skills to sell things, working for a nonprofit now and then just to like ease the burden on your soul would help a lot. But like if they have money, you can charge them a decent rate. And like most of us, minus this weird society in the middle of Black Friday, so I'm like on an anti-capitalist rant right now. But like most of us do not need that much truly to survive. And not to survive, but like to be okay, to have a comfortable life, to pay off your debt, to save for retirement. Like not everybody needs $1 million a year. And if you want that, that's cool. But like, it'll be up to you. If you want to just make millions of dollars and do whatever and like not care, like, yes, you should probably aim for like the big industries that are out there that have more money than anyone knows what to do with. Tech, for example. But the point is, if you can make a ton of money in so many different industries. Like, I'm always so surprised at how certain industries I learn about are crushing it and making all kinds of money and things that you were like, that's a business? Like, so there's a million different ways to do it. All the copywriting gurus will tell you you can't make money outside of finance, which is, then I don't know how I'm here, but okay. I wouldn't touch finance with a 10-foot pole. Well, as I sell a like money planner, but this is like budgeting. Okay, this is way different than like whatever. Someone had a question about like talking about sales pages, and I do have a video on sales pages. I will try and link that below, I believe. Yes. Okay. And I'm laughing because this was in there when I looked like this. How do you say attractive for so long? Really? In a world where Emily Blunt, Jessica Chastain, Haley Atwell exist, please, for the love of God, raise your standards. But shout out to my parents for combining their DNA, you know. Actually, on a side tangent, I don't really talk about my personal life too much on this channel, just like it's weird. But I did like Ancestry.com lately, just like, I mean, maybe like 2 years ago or whatever, but like finding family members that like I never knew existed. My dad's adopted, so like, you know, but has been so wild to like see my genetics like out there, you know. Sorry, just on a side genetic rant of like, wild. Science is cool. Okay. So lol. But okay, main points to say in a phone call. I think I just did a video on this on like the main things I do, but mainly the main point of all is like, what does the client need help with, and making that as specific as possible. Is it sales? Is it conversion? Is it email open rates? Is it like, what is the real issue? And work on that and find ways that you can experiment to test to make that better. And marketing is all just experiments. None of us have any idea truly what we're doing all the time, because you gotta test things out, and until you get the data, you have no idea. Okay. What a day of reaching out looks like. Also, I was thinking of doing like a day in the life kind of video, which I wouldn't right now because there's no just watching me just like at my computer for like 7 to 8 hours a day would like not be a vibe. But later on, but reaching out, it really depends on where I'm kind of like at in my career. Like, I don't take on any clients, which is why no one has been able to like book a power hour or anything for like months now, because I knew the season was coming. And so like I'm doing no reaching out and no cold calling. I don't cold call, but like pitching, networking, like none of it. I don't want to talk to anybody until the new year. But like generally it depends on like where I'm kind of at in my career, right? Like I always keep networking because client work dries up, things happen. You should always just be networking and always be in touch with people, which is why you should get my ebook, which is half off right now. But I always schedule it like, okay, I want to work how many hours in a week? Okay, great. If let's say theoretically like 5 hours a day on this business, right? Maybe if you have a full-time job, maybe it's 2. Okay, during that time, do you have work? Yes or no? No? Then you should be finding work and do nothing but finding work that whole time and networking with people, talking to people, joining groups, giving feedback on websites, chatting with people on Twitter, emailing people, pitching, all these things. That time should not be spent once you feel like your skills are good enough doing anything else but networking. And that is the whole time. I would start with people you already know, like start networking with people you already know first as a priority. And then kind of like, okay, from there, what are the businesses and industries and niches that like you're working towards? You should have a list of them. You should be checking how they're all doing all the time. Are they hiring? How's the CEO? Is he tweeting about needing help? Like all of these kinds of things. It's really, really a lot of serendipity work, and that's why it's so annoying, but that's why it's so fun. But in my busy season, it's maybe like an hour a week of just like following up with people who are like maybe express interest in working with, or like people I do really want to work with and I'm trying to land them. And just following up and saying, hey, saw this article, thought you'd find it interesting, have a good day. Like, just little droplets of like, how you doing? Okay, templates and systems to set in place. I have been debating for like a minute of creating a like copywriting business course on all of these things to like help you guys have them, of like just all the automated things that you would need to set up, and we can work through them together so you can create them to like run the whole back end of the freelance business. Because I have the pitching product, I have the actually like doing the craft product, and now I kind of want to work on the like business end. If that's interesting to you, let me know. Just, you know, obviously I'm not gonna create it if there's no demand, but I just made a quick little list of like things that I think are important to have set up. Number 1, pages checklist. Like, okay, when you write landing pages, like what do you need? How do you go about that? What's the little checklist? Or if you write blogs, you write social media or like emails, whatever, there's a checklist of your process on how you create that you need to create. Then there's research. How do you research? Where do you start? Do you start with like what the client sends to you? Do you start searching through Reddit forums? Do you start on YouTube? Like, it's just a checklist of all the things. Any single way that you can automate contracts and like managing leads and following up with them. There's so much software out there. There's like Hello Bonsai. There's so much that at least can help make it easy. But don't get me wrong, I did years of just manually doing that myself. So, but it helps to be like, okay, here's your system. Kickoff call. Great. Check. Okay, now you create this proposal. Okay, check. Great. Now you have like the first deposit or whatever. Just like a list of like where clients are in that process or the project you're working on or whatever it is. For another system you'll need to set up. Of course, my dog's gonna drink water right now. Hey, Nan. Are we done now? Yeah. And then from there, you definitely need deadline management. You do not miss deadlines. If you start missing deadlines as a freelancer, forget your entire career. So you need to make sure that you have a system that you don't miss, whether it's like a paper planner, whether it's ClickUp or Notion or Todoist or whatever you use. Make sure it's all in there so you don't miss a thing. And then you need, in my opinion, like a routine. Like, okay, every day, here's what you're going to work on. Here's what you're going to work on in the busy days. Here's what you're going to work on in the slow days. Just your general routines to keep your entire business going. And once you have that all down, you are so set. And then the last question was how to send your samples to clients, or like how do you send proposals, how do you send pitches, forms to look at, all the things. So, start at the very beginning. For pitches, I just email. That's what I do. Now, people are sometimes shocked to hear that I still pitch. Because I don't think that my dream clients are going to like find me organically. Like, I don't have that big of an ego to think that they're just gonna like stumble across my stuff. So like, I pitch because there's clients I want, and I'm going to land them with persistence and time. And I'm gonna take the longest nap throughout December. But honestly, it's not that bad. This is exactly what school was like too. School was like during final season. Like, I don't know anyone who wasn't like a shell of a human being on like 8 different Adderalls a day of just trying to survive. So if this is my 2 months a year of sacrifice, it's okay. So pitch, I don't do anything more complex. I don't use any automated anything. That stuff is so annoying. I have all of my emails set up where like, if it's from like an automated software, it is sent to my spam. So don't do that. It's super annoying. So emails, just direct. And then let's see, proposals. It depends on how tech savvy my clients are. If they're super tech savvy, I've been using Notion more and more lately because I love Notion. You can like embed things in it and you can make it look fancy and all the things. So, but if they're not as tech savvy and like Notion looks overwhelming and crazy, I'll just use a Google Doc sometimes. Just like make a nice little document and like send it over. You don't need it more fancy than that. You can use, like I said earlier about the software to like keep all the business documents all together. Like you can use that. That's fine too. But don't make it too complicated. And then sending samples. It really depends on how they like to do it. Some people want you to like upload it yourself. Some want you to like work with a graphic designer to create something, but once again, for years I've used Google Docs safely, comfortably, with no big deal. So samples, proposals, pitches, and then forms to look at. I haven't really been in the weeds of like forms to look at in like a long time. Reddit used to be a gold mine. I mean, last time I was looking there was kind of just like full of spam and people charging like 2 cents a word, But if I was starting over, I would really look at like, okay, if I was picking like these 3 industries, theoretically, I would say like, okay, where would the owners of those industries like hang out? Like there's probably like a LinkedIn group. There's probably like people on Twitter somewhere in that niche and like stalk them in a consensual business way. Do not actually stalk anybody, clearly, but you can just kind of put it together yourself. Like that's half of the journey of like, and honestly, like I'm at the point where if people struggle to like go find clients and like not want to do that part, like you should just get a copywriting job. It is okay. I know that everybody on the internet talks about how essential like entrepreneurship is and all of this, and like some people aren't built for it. some people are not built for. I'm not saying this person directly. I'm saying just in general, because I get this question all the time. Like, where do I find clients? I've been looking for a year. And I'm like, a year? If you're not finding clients in like a month or two, like something is wrong in your process. At least like a warm response of like, yeah, let's do it on the phone. Like if you're not getting anything back, something's wrong. I think I have a video on like how to land clients, or like how to like diagnose like what is wrong in your entire system. So that video, I'll try and link it below if I can find it. But anyway, that is pretty much it, guys. I am gonna go edit this and probably not edit out anything because I don't want to. And then put it up, and then I may see you at the start of the next year, or there may be some videos between now and Christmas. I'm making no promises to anybody but myself to survive this and then take my week and a half off that I do every year at the end of Christmas time, where I just, well, I would like to say relax and just sleep, but mainly just sit and plan out the new year and like sit with like my planner, prayer circle, and draw out new plans. So that's most likely what my plans are. But happy Black Friday, everyone. Happy, the real American holiday. I think that's it. I think I covered everything. If I missed anything, I'm so sorry. We'll do this again. Okay. Bye, guys.